your whole check. Like you literally got to be tricking on the side to make it back.
Even if it's 2 people, y'all talking about a household knowing the nigga gonna make less.
That's the other part we don't talk about.
We gotta talk about that though. That's a future discussion. How corporate America entrenched women, black women, but left the black man.
No, they didn't leave the black man. They never wanted a black man.
Yeah.
That's a very different thing. Like sometimes when people see me show up, they're like, "How did you break through the? And we had a whole gate through there."
There are niggas in there, but I always feel like women always like, "You ain't doing shit. You a nigga. You lazy." I'm like, that nigga can't get in the same doors you get in.
Well, even if that nigga has
probably.
Nah,
even without felonies.
Nah, we're not talking about felonies. Because if you got felonies,
it is.
If you got felonies, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah.
Unless you go to like one of the 3 companies that doesn't give a shit, Home Depot. Yeah, you got to go to like one of the 3 companies, and even then, like you're gonna have to start out real low, and then you're gonna be able to get up a little higher.
Move to Vegas.
Even if you move to Vegas, man, that child support is still gonna come knocking.
Yeah, but
cross them doors.
You were making a list, but women, it's not to be offensive or not offensive, because I'm really trying to be sensitive to your feelings. But if it was your body, then why'd you let him in it without a rubber?
Sometimes they do have rubbers. Let's not paint everyone with a broad brush.
Without a rubber, goddamn spermicide, there are many ways not to get pregnant.
Well, I don't think you need to go that far. I think you just need to be like, you should be on birth control, and he should be wearing a rubber.
Pill? How you forget to take the pill?
A lot of women say birth control.
A lot of people forget to take pills. That's why a lot of women use like the NuvaRings or the Mirenas. Or the what's the other one?
I dated a chick who had a NuvaRing. She didn't get pregnant again.
Same here.
Well, no, the NuvaRing is great, but the problem with the NuvaRing is that means that this chick is basically well, it's not even about fucking the period up because a lot of them have fucked up periods. Well, not a lot of them. A lot of women have periods that are messed up without birth control. Some of them are messed up with birth control. It's just women biology is just completely different. But the thing that's weird is that like with the NuvaRing, like she got to keep this whole ass ring inside her body. It's in there all the time, like.
I'm a woman. You can't tell me what to do with my body. You don't know nothing about my body. I'm a doctor.
Well, I mean, if you're a doctor, then I think that you can tell somebody about at least bodies. But 10 times out of 10, niggas is not doctors. Let's just be honest. 10 times out of 10.
I know a lot of niggas is doctors.
How? Name them.
Jeff.
Tommy.
Michael.
Bullshit.
Zach.
House.
House don't count. That's how I knew you were bullshitting. That's how I knew you were bullshitting. But regardless. There's a lot of steps, and also
Dr. Cuddy.
There you go,
Dr. Cuddy. Dr. Cuddy is a real doctor. I give you that. But the bigger thing is
surgeon in Miami.
Just stop. People need to really be mindful about who they're having sex with. Like I get on men all the time about being mindful with your seed because you don't want to be putting in none of these ratchets out here. But at the same time,
do it.
I know they still do it, but it's like I don't want to hear you complain. That chick trying to.
She trying to have my baby.
It's like, you fucked with a ratchet, though, right? Yeah, but dog, crazy padussy comes with crazy consequences. Crazy
padussy?
Crazy padussy comes with crazy consequences.
Are you being PG?
Nah, I mean, I could say pussy, but I just found the padussy to be funnier.
That, with youth, I understand, but if we're like our age.
Not even with you. I give niggas to about 23.
That's you still. I'm saying
I'm saying I give you to about 23. But again, part of what your parents told you probably when you were 16 was that some mistakes will follow you for the rest of your life.
Then I thought about how we raise men and how we raise women, and it can't be the same, but it needs to be changed.
Well, no, it needs to be closer to the same.
No, it doesn't.
It needs to be closer to the same.
Nah.
Because what I'm saying is closer to the same.
Right
now, it's
field goals apart. Virginity, what would you say to him?
That's my son, boy.
Your daughter lost her virginity.
You little slut.
I wouldn't say really slides.
No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't say that. I'm being funny.
I'd be disappointed. I wouldn't be the same though.
Yeah, it would definitely wouldn't be the same.
I mean, I'm gonna be the same in either case. Because I mean, with the way they throwing black boys in jail, it's like you had sex with who? What does she look like? What our parents do? Is this chick alive? Yeah, okay. Like I'm gonna go through.
But to be completely honest with you, if my son would come to me and say, "Hey, I've done it for the first time or whatever," I would definitely ask some questions more like, okay,
yeah, but
how old was she?
We're proud of our sons and disappointed in our daughters.
Yeah.
Well, I think we need to change.
That doesn't need to change because women should care. If women held themselves in higher regard, I'm sorry, you got to do it. You get pregnant. I hate it. If you hold yourself in higher regard, the man has to change. Because unfortunately, men are as weak as the women that surrounds them, and it shouldn't be. It should be the other way around. I want.
See, I want
black men. Let's go with black men. Black men are
okay. I don't care about the other ones.
Yeah, let's go with black men. We live in a matriarchal society. It should be patriarchal, like white men live in. Men run the household, but the way everything is, could be a multitude of reasons. Everybody doesn't have that. They grow up with women raising them, no men. Yep. So that's why women have more influence.
A lot of us. Because you not like that.
I mean, he wasn't either.
I mean, exactly.
And you weren't either. Your dad was there.
Yeah.
But do you think he didn't hold the standing or whatever?
Well, I feel like my father in certain ways did not give.
But he had his reasons.
Yeah, he had his reasons. At the same time, he was there. So I'll give you that. But that's not the mainstream is the point you're making.
Yeah, but I would say about most people I know grew up with their mom and their dad was in and out, if he was there at all.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. Yeah. Is that true?
I feel like that's more true in the black community.
That's why we have to be more incumbent on the woman in black society to help.
But I feel like that
it's fucked up.
No, I feel like that has been a failure so far, so we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like because it should be the other way around.
But that's why I'm saying, like, that's why it has to change with our generation, because we've had 2 decades of being, let's let women make the rules and women should be the ones could whatever. And I feel like most women are just like men to a certain extent. If they see a nigga fine enough, that nigga ain't got to use a rubber. And that just is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't.
And another question I ask you is, if women have to change their mentality on how they raise their sons. Because I always wondered, that's another question I want to ask, how would a woman feel if her daughter lost her virginity versus how would a man, like if her son lost his virginity? Like, do they care about it in the same way but opposite? Or...
No. So for women losing their virginity, depending on the one,
I'm sorry, the children.
Okay.
The children losing their virginity.
I feel that women think about it differently.
Yeah.
And we would really need a woman
rape, you fucking psychos.
Well, yeah. Fucking sick fucks.
I think a lot of it would depend on their age as well, too.
Also true. It depends on age. I feel like if your daughter comes to you, regardless of whether you're mom or dad, and tells you at 20-something she lost her virginity, you're going to be like, all right, I mean, we expecting this is going to happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Exactly. Whereas if she's like 14, 15, you're going to be like,
bitch, you supposed to be in school. What's wrong with you?
How could you lose your virginity?
What about
Don't you know these niggas is monsters?
At 12, what would you say?
If my daughter lost,
how old was that bitch?
If my son lost his virginity at 12, I want to be like, how old is this chick? Because she going to jail.
My nigga. Give it to me.
Nah. In that case, she going to jail.
My nigga.
I'm just letting you know. Going to jail. She's 16, and his son is 13. So.
Nah, if he's 13, then she's still a statutory predator who's getting put off of this.
I know why you're doing it.
Well, because we need to hold women accountable the same way that we hold men accountable.
I saw this thing that Sean, the light white dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sure. It was this woman who had sex with. She was 19 and he was like 17, and he was talking about we need to stop to change these laws on sex. That is going to be that is a more difficult conversation than abortion.
Well, it's not. That's a more difficult. That's a more nuanced conversation than abortion, and that's way too weird. Like, no, we don't need to change it. We just need to enforce it equally. Because if we were locking up,
even if it wasn't enforced, I think you're right. It doesn't need to. You're right. Enforce it equally.
If we just enforce it equally, if women knew,
she went to jail.
No, it's good that she went to jail.
But should she be in jail?
Yeah, she should be in jail. Just like a man. If
there's no way we can change it that it works, right?
There's no way to do it.
That opens the door for predators.
Well, it's not just that opening door for predators. That's essentially encouraging predators. Because a lot of these teachers who are sleeping with these young boys, and it's pretty much women, they're basically predators. Like, they, for whatever reason, couldn't actually bond with men their own age. Because, remember, these women have been through college, so they had a whole opportunity to have whole phase like everybody else. But then they somehow got attracted to 15-year-old boy. I don't care if that nigga look like goddamn Sean Connery at 14 years old. You shouldn't find anything about him attractive.
He was nice, and he was
exactly. But you shouldn't find anything about a child, especially like I kind of give a certain amount of understanding to people outside of the academic setting, like a girl who runs into a woman who runs into like this boy, and she keeps assuming he's like 18 or whatever, and then she finally talks to him and find out this nigga like 16. I kind of give her something, but you're working with children, so you know these people are underage, and yet you still fucking them? Like, that's just, it's wrong on so many levels because it's grooming, it's predatory, and on top of that, it's pretty much rape. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's nothing we could do. I mean,
there's no way to sugarcoat that, and that's the problem with society, and that mostly does go back to the white patriarchy, is that they want to minimize these white women.
Sean King.
Exactly. Sean King. They want to minimize these white women from having actual consequences for sleeping with children. And that is the more subversive thing, because they don't ever show the same kind of leniency in the 3 instances that it's like a black female teacher. Like, they throw that chick up under the jail.
Do you think we should charge children as adults?
With certain crimes, yeah. I think if you kill someone, yeah, we should. If you're selling drugs, it depends.
16, 17?
It depends on the crime. Again, if it's murder, yeah. Let me phrase that. If it's violence, yes, R-rated. But if it's something else, like, I really don't think we should charge kids as felons in the sense that it was consensual sex, because, like, 16, 17, I say anywhere between 16 and 19, you're still stupid.
I think because they say your brain isn't fully developed till you're like 25. So.
Yeah, exactly. But I say, like, between 16 and 19.
I'm between 16 like and 19. If you want to charge, I don't really honestly think that you can say that, oh, if it's something, if you're at the age, let's just say, like you said, 16, 15, if you're at that age and you actually can commit murder, you can actually pull the trigger on a gun and stuff like that.
It ain't that hard to pull the trigger.
It's not that hard to pull the trigger. You're
Look
right.
at all them white kids.
But at the same time, it's not that hard to not, you know what I'm saying, sell drugs and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And then get
caught. No, that's a very different conversation.
If it was normal to you in your household, how is that? It doesn't mean anything to you. Think about people you know. It was all around, and
that gets back to a really good conversation. And great point, Armstead. Like, I get what you're trying to do. What you're trying to say is that if for whatever reason this is something that you can understand that you shouldn't murder someone, then you should also be able to understand not to sell drugs. But the nuance here, I think that R. Reed is trying to tell you is that if this is something that's normal to you, selling drugs. Like, because you look at Richard Pryor's family, like, everybody in that family was a hoe. So it was normal to Richard Pryor to where he didn't speak up on the fact that he'd been sexually abused because he'd seen people fucking his whole life. That was like his worldview.
So the whole time when Richard Pryor was going through there, do you mean to tell me right now, at no point in time did anywhere did he see something that says that this is wrong?
How would it be wrong if I?
Well, he may have seen. Bro, so you're right.
If somebody in your family is selling drugs and they are doing stuff on the low to not get caught. Yeah, and to avoid, who goes around and sells and does stuff like this and not worry?
Drug dealers.
You know what I'm saying? No. I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody else out here is a drug dealer and stuff right now. Is not out there walking around with just like,
I get you.
They got stuff concealed. They got it hid. The stuff has got to be hidden and some shit wrong.
Even if it's something hid, doesn't mean you're not doing anything wrong. You don't feel it. You gotta understand. Like, name something you do. You're a grown-ass man, and you eat cereal. To me, I think that's stupid.
No, you don't, because you eat cereal, too.
I don't eat no goddamn cereal.
I saw you eat cereal.
Bro, I don't eat no cereal.
You eat oatmeal.
Bro, I don't
Oatmeal's not cereal.
You eat, like, Fruity Pebbles and shit.
No, I don't. Honey Bunches of Oats.
And what else?
That's it.
You're a motherfucking liar.
I'm not lying. I promise. All I eat is Honey Bunches of Oats now. Grown cereal.
Now.
What was you eating last week?
Honey Bunches of Oats.
That Cinnamon Toast Crunch come across, you ain't gonna eat it.
It got soy in it. I don't eat it no more.
Oh, that Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And trisodium phosphate.
I'm going to go get some Cinnamon Toast right now, and I'm going to put it on your doorstep.
I'm going to eat that shit. I'm
not eating it.
He going to eat it.
I'm not going to eat it.
All right, and that's weird.
But
because you taught yourself, you're going to raise your kids not to eat that shit, right? And they're going to be like, we're going to eat that shit our whole life, right? Hold on. I just had Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What's wrong with Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Well, son, they got soy toast them. Nigga, fuck you. I'm about to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
But that's a choice. That's a choice that my son chooses to make. Because I told him why I don't eat it. That's what I told him what to eat.
They forced the lifestyle upon them.
I'm not going to force anything on anybody.
Armstead. But
I'm not going to force anything on anybody.
The problem is, Armstead, is that this is the nature.
That doesn't mean I'm forcing you to eat it, though.
Armstead. This is the nature versus nurture argument. What you're saying is you can teach someone not to do bad things, and there's plenty of things that tell people not to do bad things. What he's saying is that people are nurtured into it. If you grow up every day seeing people doing these bad things, even if you're right, they're doing it on the low, eventually gets to the point in your mind where you're like, okay, this can't really be that bad because there's a difference. My father does this, and this is how he provides for us. Or my mother's a hoe, but that's how she provides for us. This is how she brings.
I'm about to give you a perfect example.
I'm about to give you one. Watch this. Okay, how would you teach your son to sell drugs?
He don't know.
How would you teach your son to sell drugs?
Armstead, I'm about to kill it right here. This is how I'm gonna kill it, bitch. You should not be calling no woman no bitch.
Correct. Okay,
but we say it all the goddamn time.
We do
because it is normal within our culture.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Household culture.
But notice how you just told me that. You should not do it.
I still fucking do it.
Right.
Still do it.
Right. But listen, and you know, in my household, motherfuckers did drugs. Did I ever do it? No, and it was around me all the time. But I never did it because I was told it was wrong. So I decided not to do it. Not saying